You are listening to an original message from the reader currently known as Jason Ashanti McDaniel of Madam Jason's Tarot. Dear Spirit Guides of the highest benevolence, only those that are able to help out with the message, please help out. And then when you are done, you are not earthbound, you can go back to doing whatever source appoints you to do. Please deliver the most clear, concise, synchronistic, and accurate money messages for Sagittarius, whatever they need to hear today or whenever they come across this reading. Please bless those that bless me, curse those that curse me. To anyone sending me or the collective negative energy, may that energy be returned to sender 3 times fold immediately. I also pray that you bring abundance to the channel, that you bring luck and opportunity to the channel, that it reaches people who want to be here and people who fit being in this collective. As many people as possible, in divine timing, whenever it's supposed to happen. Amen, Ashe, and thank you very much in advance. So I'm not really feeling too good right now because of personal circumstances that are happening with my family. And you have to be careful when you're a tarot reader because sometimes your energy can affect the reading. We are also about to have the full buck moon in Aquarius, and full moons are usually when a lot of this kind of moody energy comes out, and I am a Cancer sun, so I'm a natural empath, and the moon does affect me a lot. I will also say, as a person who has double Sagittarius, one of my Sag placements is my rising sign. A lot of times my readings, even though I pray and I intend for it to be for my collective, sometimes my readings resonate with me. And, you know, I do tarot for myself to get clarity. So I wouldn't be surprised if my energy came out in here too. But if you can, just don't, you know, hopefully that's not like a turnoff or a distraction for you. And also, I think it's important for me to say what I go through off screen, because even though I do things online, I never want to get to the point to where the connection between me and you is parasocial, or I'm looked at as like a guru who's giving people life advice because my life is perfect, but rather because this helps me to heal. One reason that I like to do tarot so much, and one reason why I've been posting a lot too, is because doing tarot, going outside and grounding helps me to transmute my energy. And it's fitting that we talk about this in a Sag video as well, because the Temperance Major Arcana, which is Sagittarius energy, talks about patience, self-control, tempering your anger. And I feel like, you know, because that card represents Sagittarius, maybe some of you can relate to that too. Like maybe a lot of things have been requiring patience, or for you to transmute your energy or be calm. Sagittarius is also ruled by Jupiter, which is the planet of luck, opportunity, and growth. So no matter what you go through, I want you guys to understand, if you haven't understood this already, or be reminded that your mindset is everything. Because I need to cool down. But I was thinking to myself, whether this reading is going to be talking about me and my collective or just my collective, I am manifesting joy. I am manifesting prosperity. And look what's here at the bottom of the deck, lucky. So mindset is everything. So that being said, it seems like you have some things to look forward to when it comes to your money. We have spiritual cleansing here. We have home and good fortune. We also have trust and earth. So earth energy is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Earth energy could talk about grounding. Maybe you guys like to ground a lot too. I feel like this is a very fitting message for what I'm going through too, because with spiritual cleansing, the heart chakra and the root chakra are attached to money. So I get the sense that as you're raising your frequency, people, places, and things that no longer serve you, you're letting go of them, or these people or these things are leaving your life. It could be something like, you know, a job, like you've been unemployed for a while and then you're trying to apply for jobs and you got a job, but I'm picking up on someone who got like a temp job and then they got fired or they left it or something like that. So you might feel like it's one step forward, two step backwards, but you have to remind yourself that whenever you're getting rejected, it's a redirection and also protection. And also there are people, places, and things around you that are blocking your money. Someone can be hating on your money. With home and good fortune, praise the universe for showing me this, because some of you could also be trying to manifest working from home. And usually whenever you want something, or whenever you think about something a lot, that's how you can tell that it is for you. So that's confirmation for other people. I actually pick up a lot on people who want to be influencers too, and other people who have gifts, not just spiritual gifts. So it's not a surprise that that came out. And trust in earth, I feel like this is just talking about how no matter how chaotic things can be, there's always a plan. You may not always understand it, but the universe has already thought out all of these things for you. And because it is the buck full moon, I just had to lift up the Moonology deck. I think I will be using that one, and also the charm casting later. But what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get 7 to 8 cards from the physical features deck. And of course, this is not going to capture everyone who comes across this video, but just whatever physical features are the most prominent or the most common. This could be talking about you or anyone else in this situation. Some of you could be working on regulating your nervous system too, because one thing about cancers, and specifically my experience being a cancer, is I get really tense when I don't feel safe, and I feel tenseness in my arms. So it's not really about you getting triggered or having flaws or shadows. It's about what you do because of it. Like, I feel tenseness in my body. I feel my voice getting deep because I am frustrated with outside things from this video. But again, with mindset, I'm having the mindset that even though I feel tenseness, the tenseness is eventually going to alleviate itself, and I'm not going to focus on my sensations, but instead like kind of use mindset things or do like self-Reiki things to alleviate that tenseness. So some of you could be working on your nervous system, breath work. Some of you could also be Reiki healers too. Even if you don't already do that, or you haven't been called to do that, I'm hearing something about your touch being magic. And again, you could also be an empath too. But we have thin lips here at the bottom of the deck. We have buxom. We have red hair. And that can count as burgundy too. We have bald, and someone with glasses could be significant. Age range 46 to 57. Maybe someone that likes to work out as well or do yoga. We have coily hair. We have dimples. This is also my player card. Someone could be an athlete. And we have medium deep skin tone. So those are the most prominent physical features. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scry in the tile. So let me just mix it up real quick before I explain, because it's hard to hear me when I do both at the same time. So people who are new here, what the scrying tiles do is it can say your first name, last name, your nickname, sometimes what you recently ate or what you plan on eating will come out, your occupation or the exact job that you work for. So sometimes things like KFC or A to Z come out in the tiles. And A to Z is the slogan for Amazon. So even if it's not specifically that company, if I see A to Z, for example, then I'll think, okay, maybe someone could work at a warehouse. Or if I see KFC, you do something in fast food or just the restaurant business in general. Okay, so we do have buxom here in the physical features, and I'm seeing another word. So it's clear to me that there's a female who's very curvy, who this reading is going to talk about. Don't know if romance is going to come out in the money reading too, because like I said, romance and money both have to do with the heart chakra, or if, you know, my spirit guides just really want to know that there's someone who's curvy who's going to resonate with this video. And I see a lot of repeats here, guys, so I'm just going to have to grab some more. I want enough to actually spell words, because sometimes when you have too many repeats, there's not really much that you can spell. Okay, I do.
So one of the people that I thought about when I saw all this curvy stuff is Vanessa. We don't have a V, but I do see Nessa. So Nessa, if you're watching, hi. Vanessa does really good. She talks a lot about twin flames, but she does really good like expressing your sexuality type videos, and for people who really need some extra work with their sacral chakra, she does really good stuff. She also does like natal chart analysis and a whole bunch of other readings that I plan on doing when I get my finances together. But Nessa's really cool, and she's very kind too. Another reason why I'm thinking about her is because I do see kind in the tiles. So there's like the 3D Empress aspect of someone being voluptuous and the 5D aspect of them being a divine feminine. So there's a divine feminine who's in this energy, who's, I feel like, because this is a money reading, you're going to be blessed because of your spirit or your personality, which I love. I love Sagittarius energy so much. I don't have favorite zodiac signs, or I don't favor some other the other, but Sagittarius is one of my favorite. I see Awaken. So something about that feels like sexual. And it's very common for spiritual people to do work with stuff like that. So I feel like someone can kind of be like a guru when it comes to that. I even see guru in here. There's like another word that I saw that was kind of spiritual. Kundalini is not in here, but it would have been in here if I would have grabbed another eye. I was thinking about it. Someone's name could be Marcus, Marco, Marcus. Mexican is probably in here again, or Mexico could be where you're from. LGBT is in here again. Okay, I see sun in here. So most people, when they see a zodiac sign in the title, they usually flock to the reading if it's their sun sign. So of course this is going to resonate with people who have a Sagittarius sun. But also someone can actually have a little boy, a son. That's significant. Okay, people could have names like Kendra, Kendrick, Kylie, a lot of words that have K and E in it, a lot of names. I do see OBGYN in here and nurse, so someone can work in the medical field, but there also might be something about spirit babies that come out. So, I'm picking up on the Empress, and this is a money reading. So the aspect of abundance and fertility is touching your life in all aspects, whether you're a mother or you want to be a mother or something like that. And I'm thinking about RuPaul's memoir. I think RuPaul is in here. He's a Scorpio. But in RuPaul's memoir, he talks about how his mother went to a tarot reader, and RuPaul has siblings, so I don't know where he is in the lineup, but RuPaul's mother went to a tarot reader one day, and the tarot reader said, you're going to have a son that's famous. And sometimes I do pick up on the message of like spiritual light workers having kids that are also light workers. So this is like something that's continued in your line. So even if you have multiple kids, it's not like the story of Joseph where one kid is more important than the other, but there's something about someone possibly having a son that's supposed to, like, I'm hearing heal the masses as well. So it could be like a dynamic where there's Queen Afua, but there's also her son, who's also a spiritual leader who people look up to. So it could be something like that. So what that means to me is that you are setting yourself up for generational abundance. And it also means that you are going to become very affluent. And you know, when you're spiritual, you believe in Akashic records, you believe in reincarnation. So it might be possible that you do come back, but your fame and your notoriety is going to outlive you in this lifetime. And it's going to be something that even when you're long and gone, like RuPaul, because RuPaul is famous, it's like when you're long gone, you're still going to have a legacy of being a person that changed the world. This may be way into the future for some of you guys, but you just need to know that you are attracting generational abundance, which is really good. There goes the Temperance card. I'm going to take it because it didn't come out all the way, but it almost did. That's kind of, Temperance is like my theme for this year in my personal life. So we do have the Devil here at the bottom of the deck. This could be contracts being tied to someone. Someone could co-parent. Someone can even have a job that they're trying to It's like, in a negative sense, it could be a job that you're trying to let go of. I just saw 1616 on the timer. I don't know if that's significant. That could be in someone's phone number or their address where they live or work. But the devil card in a negative sense could represent like a toxic job, but also because people just see the devil card as contracts. Let's say you get a better job, but there's going to be a lot of legal paperwork and it's probably going to be a long hiring process, but some of you are trying to manifest making better money too. And I feel like that's going to resonate with the people who are parents. We have the 5 of Cups in the reverse. We have the 9 of Swords upright, Temperance upright, and we have the Fool in the reverse. So yeah, something about the nervous system with the 9 of Swords in the Temperance card. The Fool in the reverse, I feel like there's a mistake that you made in the past that maybe you're being triggered right now because it is going to be the full moon tonight. Something that you're kind of beating yourself up from the past. But at the same time, with the 5 of Cups in the reverse, that could represent that you're healing from something right now. So we have Capricorn, Scorpio, Gemini, Sag, and Aquarius. Let's learn more about this 5 of Cups reversed. I'm hearing that someone used to be an alcoholic because I'm looking at the cups that are overturned in this card. And I'm also looking at the 2 cups that are right here. So it could be that before you started regulating your nervous system, and this is, I'm not talking to a specific person with this, just anyone. Someone who's watching this, they could resonate with, maybe they had a history of like using substances, specifically drinking, to like mellow themselves. And I did see DUI in the tiles, and I did think about saying that, but I didn't say anything, so that could be a confirmation. Yeah, I feel like there's something that happened to you in the past where you got scared never to do that again, and it was kind of like a judgment moment or a wake-up call for you. But we have 2 of Swords upright, the Hierophant in the reverse. So it could be that someone's saying, maybe you were married to someone from the past and you're like, I'm never going to marry for convenience or marry this person or settle, or there's something about someone also not liking traditional things. So it could be that you grew up, you had like more of like a Christian traditional marriage, or you grew up Christian, and with the Hierophant in the reverse, there's something that you're doing that is non-traditional, and you're stepping in your Lilith, and it's not really anything that's bad or shadowy in a negative aspect with us seeing the Devil card, but it's something where people want you to explain yourself and you don't have to. I do see LGBT in the tile, so for some of you, it's like some of you might be dating right now. I'm hearing dating, but it could also be married or whatever. And you're in a same-sex relationship or any other type of queer relationship, and people have things to say about that. But with the 2 of Swords, I'm kind of getting like an attitude, like you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. And I am already at 20 minutes, so I'm just going to go ahead and hurry up. So what is this Fool in the reverse about? Three of Cups reversed, 2 of Wands upright. I just saw both of these in the 15-minute. There's something here about being trauma bonded to a group of people, or feeling like being codependent and not knowing whether or not you should move on and embrace something new, because this is clarifying the Fool reverse. So maybe at one point you were afraid to embrace something new because it would have been easier to just go with the crowd, but now you're at a crossroads. 7 of Wands reverse, the World upright. Okay, 7 of Wands reverse could be letting down your reserves. You might also have a problem with like getting tense when you're upset, but I'm feeling like what this is saying is like you're safe now. You could relax is what I'm hearing with the 7 of Wands reverse. And with the World here, so there's a closing of a cycle, there's a learning of the lesson, but I like that because in the 2 of Wands, someone's holding the world in their hand. So it's like, should I stay or should I go? But because we have the World upright here, someone I feel like is making decisions for themselves, and they're going to prosper because of that. And I don't really feel like I need to say anything else. I'm just going to move on. And we have 10 of Wands upright here at the bottom of the deck, which is Sagittarius energy. 10 of Wands, just like all other tarot cards, it has pros and cons. In a negative sense, it could represent you being burdened by something, and it could be being burdened by values that people keep pushing on you that are different than what you authentically value. Sag is a philosophical, free-spirited sign, but it could also be like some of you are actually trying to move away from people, places, and things that don't serve you. You could be working on a project right now, but because the wands represent passion, it could also be like a passion project, or it's something that's taking a lot of work, but at the same time you love what you do. And I do feel like a lot of you, you're starting from the bottom. You're starting your own small business. I saw 2222, that's divine feminine power. That's confirmation too, because a lot of commercials that I see, they have like 888 or 2222 on the commercial, 444, 4444. So you could be seeing a lot of those. So everybody knows like 222, 444 is powerful. But I think the angel numbers that are repetitive, but they have 4 digits, are especially like synchronicities. So that to me just means that you're leveling up, even if it doesn't feel that way. Okay, full moon, surrender to the divine, very fitting for today. We have new moon in Libra, a new romantic cycle begins. You could have Libra placements, but I'm not seeing really too much romantic stuff here. Usually the 60 minutes are kind of like an extended for the 15 and the 30, so you might want to watch that one. It might give you more clarity on this romantic situation, because even in the 15-minute, which had similar cards, I was feeling a little bit of romantic stuff, but I didn't have time to really explore it. We also have full moon in Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. Okay, this is kind of like an advice deck, but I feel like people have told you to look at the bigger picture in the past. Like, I feel like some of you were in situations where you stayed married because people look down on you when you leave a marriage, even if it's for something as simple and justifiable as like it's just not for you anymore, or it served its purpose. But I respect that though, because a lot of people, it's like instead of trying to pursue another person on the side, if you realize you're not attracted to someone anymore, I feel like someone ended the marriage because of something related to that. Or maybe it's like you're still a mother, or you still want to be a mother or a parent, but maybe you realize that you want to do it in a different way or with a different person. So you did the grown adult thing of doing the legal matters to do it. And again, I feel like you have strong Libra in your chart. You could be dealing with a Libra, or there's just like that energy of justice and balance and legal matters that's very significant for this reading. And new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than to take. So I don't know if this is talking about you or if it's talking about someone else, but which one did I want to use? I don't remember if I wanted to use Astro Alignment or the hidden money blocks. Let's do hidden money blocks, because I feel like that will just give more information. And then I'm going to end the video with charm casting, because I don't think your Astro Alignment placements are that important for this one, even though I am picking up on some of them. What's in your Juno could be significant, because that's a card that I just saw with my third eye. South Node and North Node. And Juno does talk about marriage and bonds that you have with people. So I feel like there's something about like having soul ties with people, but realizing you don't necessarily have to be around them all the time for that, because you have the power to create the life that you want. And some soul ties are able to be severed, whether that's through magic or whether it's through legal things. So I did have 2 S's, but I think I replaced one of them, but Nessa was in here. I think fumbled is in the tiles too. So someone's having an ex that is having regrets. And there's actually a lot of cards that came out in this one, so I'm just going to zoom through it. We have all is flowing here at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to keep this in the thumbnail, because eventually this is what's going to happen to you, because you have lucky and good luck, or good fortune. Showing here with sacred symbols and oracles, we have wrong path. The red flags are trying to make you aware that something is wrong. So back to the Fool card reverse and the Two of Wands upright. There was a karmic lesson that you learned a long time ago. You may be triggered or fearing that you're going to repeat it, but because the world is here, I feel like you've already learned that lesson. Bad decisions, which has to go with wrong path. All or nothing thinking stops you from growing, adapting, and enjoying anything that isn't perfect. Okay, so Vanessa, I have the VIP membership with her. That's $25 a month. She said that because she commented or replied to my comment on one of her videos, because I have North Node in Libra, that means that I have a South Node in Aries. So I have to balance the all or nothing thinking of being 100% independent and not talking to anybody or being alone with the Aries energy, being selfish, but also like the balanced partnership energy with the North Node and Libra. So I have to be the in-between of both or practice both opposing principles. And that's what temperance could represent, the balance of two opposing things. Lack of self-discipline, can't achieve success if you can't control yourself or make yourself work hard. So even though we have blocked crown chakra, I feel like that has to do with the solar plexus chakra, because when you don't have the motivation to do things, or when you don't know how to plan things and take action, that could be related to Aries placements. But that's a solar plexus imbalance or blockage. But with blocked crown chakra, may experience narrow-mindedness, greed and materialism, excessive egoism. I don't think this is you. I think that this is the people that you're dealing with. Someone comes from a family where it's like you keep trying to explain esoteric things, but they only see things through a religious view. So it doesn't matter what gems that you give them, they're just not going to accept it. And these could be people who really need your healing, because you could do healing work. And we have karmic cycle. Past money choices are forcing you to handle your karmic financial debt. So someone could also have a lot of school debt or credit cards that they haven't paid or something like that. And it's accruing, so someone just needs to get better at like balancing their finances. I'm getting that someone needs to start writing what they spend down, or there's something about documenting it that they need to start doing. And it's hard for me to grab the charms because they have been sitting out in the sun. I'm not going to grab too much though, because I have to end the video soon. But not surprised that this one came out. This is the silver platter, which is the generational abundance charm. We have the combat boot. This is usually like 9 of Wands energy or single parent energy, feeling like everything's hard and you literally have to pull yourself up from your own bootstraps because you're doing something by yourself. We have the love is love charm, which is not just queer energy, but it's also anything that's taboo or not socially acceptable, like interracial relationships, legal consenting age gaps between 2 adults or more. Because I do pick up on poly people a lot, actually. And also something like you can't help the fact that you love your ex, for some of you. And some of you are in a co-parenting thing, so it's not like romantic love, but that's for different people that I'm picking up in this video. We have the little piece of the chandelier, so you're working hard, but I also feel like you're celebrating and playing hard. We have the snake here, which came out in the 15-minute, and this is Sagittarius energy. It represents transmuting your energy, Kundalini energy. This could resonate with someone who's very Afrocentric. I feel like you might have an Ankh tattoo, Ankh earrings, or like a ring or something that has an Ankh on it. That could be Akashic record related as well. DNA related. We have the skull and crossbones. This is Scorpio 8th house energy, but it also just talks about toxic individuals, toxic situations. We have the evil eye, so someone is either jealous of you or you feel the need to protect yourself. There's something about the situation that you were in that didn't feel safe, I feel. We have the phoenix rising from the ashes, which is 8th house energy, but this is also like, sometimes I pick up on people who have had businesses in the past and they kind of revamped it. There was something that happened in the past that didn't work out, but now because you've learned a lesson, things are going to be different now. So I feel like someone in the Nine of Swords energy is like, oh, this is going to be like last time where I've reached like a certain amount of followers and it didn't get higher than that. So you just have to do shadow work and not let your doubts get the best of you. We have the Sheriff star here. So this usually talks about someone feeling like they're your arch enemy or someone wanting to compete with you. That only came out a little bit, and it's funny because it's only coming out in the charms right now, but the fact that it didn't come out a lot, I feel like this isn't even important. For those of you who are dealing with relationships, when you do have a karmic, one particular karmic that doesn't like you, that could resonate with people who are in that situation. The initial H is significant. I just heard like Huey, Howard, something like that. We have the Mirror. This charm means a lot of things. It means shadow work, which we mostly got in this reading. It means a beauty glow up or doing positive glamour magic on yourself, which I also feel like is relevant for you. But also, someone could be doing glamour magic on you. With the evil eye and the mirror, I feel like the most common way that people can do glamour magic is by just talking about you. So I feel like someone's trying to ruin your reputation, but it's not really important. It's small potatoes because it's really petty and you're a spiritual warrior, so it's not really going to affect you. But be careful, do some return to sender, because for someone, I'm hearing that the karmic, they do magic by using people's pictures, or they're trying to do something to affect how you look, because it's obvious that they're jealous of how you look. So just be aware of that. We have the Spider, which represents craftiness, intelligence, and creativity, is also air sign energy. We have the World. Some of you are actually vacationing. Some of you could be like in a long distance relationship. Some of you could travel for work, but I'm also getting people that work from home. So that's especially true for influencers, because when you are self-employed in that way, you could actually film yourself doing content anywhere and everywhere. And that is what I love, and that's what I'm trying to strive for. We have the Infinity Loop, which can talk about reoccurring cycles, but for the most part, I intended for this to be like a positive soul tie charm. So, you know, there could be some karmics that are coming out in this energy, but there's also probably a lover that you had that could be a soulmate or a twin flame, whose energy was talked about a little bit in this reading. And love comes out in money readings whenever your abundance is attached to another person, not in a codependent way, but in a way where like you're supposed to be doing something with this person. We have the angelic protection. So you could look in the tiles, and if you know about angels, there might be a specific angel name in the tiles, which is an angel that is in your spirit team that's protecting you, because that one's not an ancestor charm. We also have the Wheel here, which talks about taking control of your own life. It's also Wheel of Fortune energy. I see Arco in here too, so someone can work at a gas station. But that's all that I have for you right now. I have other Sagittarius readings. My iPad is not charged, so I don't think I'm going to do the 60-minute horoscope today, but tomorrow I plan on doing the 60-minute horoscope and 2 short videos if I have the time for it. Thank you for stopping by. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you got something out of this reading, and I will see you guys in the